So, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the fifth session of UP Manila SILab IOL 101 Webinar Series 2025. I invite virtually our lab managers, Romano Gaspar, to briefly introduce UP Manila SILab's community of practice to the group.
Thank you, Gabby, and hello to everyone. For our community of practice members, thank you so much for joining. Next week, you'll receive our February newsletter. And for those who are not yet members, please join our 120 plus strong group of experts and practitioners, all passionate about advancing standards and interoperability in healthcare.
To present cybersecurity for health practitioners or professionals, let us virtually welcome UPM SILab's very own director, Dr. Alvin Marcelo.
Today, we're going to talk about cybersecurity for health professionals. And then next week, we're going to talk about cybersecurity for health organizations. We are increasingly becoming reliant on digital systems in healthcare, this Internet of Medical Things. We are also being exposed to the risks of breach of confidentiality. Of course, as health professionals, we all have legal and ethical obligations to protect the sensitivity of our patient data. No, we took an oath. Unfortunately, the cyber attacks are increasing and they are targeting the healthcare organizations. Why? Many reasons. Overall, a lot of the healthcare organizations have old systems. They want to serve the patients. They want the data to be easily accessible, and then you make compromises on the security of your information systems. To define cybersecurity, let's just focus on what we call the CIA. A secure system ensures that there's confidentiality. The data that the patient gives to me should be kept confidential. There should be integrity. There's no malicious manipulation of the data without authorization from myself or the other members of the care team. A is availability, where you ensure reliable access to information only for the authorized users. Unfortunately, the Philippines is the fifth most attacked online worldwide. No? The vulnerabilities are because of the human weaknesses. You don't know this, but actually your patient data is very much valued on the black market. Patient data correlates very well with also the financial data of the person. The threshold of hospitals are very low. Magbabayad na yan because they just want to make sure that the patient care proceeds as usual. This increased connectivity creates a greater surface area for vulnerability and also attacks. 3 rules to avoid phishing. Number 1, stop and think before clicking any link or attachment. Number 2, if things look fishy, verify with the sender through a different medium. Number 3, when in doubt, throw it out, don't click it. Another type of bad software are malwares. So in general, don't click links because they are going to be the way this bad software are going to enter your system. Social engineering is very hard to avoid. Insider threats are the most difficult because they are actually legitimate workers inside your organization performing illegitimate actions. So let's look at some best practices for cybersecurity in healthcare. Organizations must do the backup for the organization, and the backup that you do for yourself are just for yourself in your USB drives. Be careful that when you back up, that you're backing up with the proper authorities, that you have the proper authorization to maintain a copy of that backup file. Because if you don't have authority to maintain patient records in your USB drive, don't do that. Don't do that because that USB drive will then become a liability for the organization. Incident response is more organizational, but we have a responsibility if we detect something anomalous or abnormal. I think it is our responsibility to report it to the IT department or to our direct supervisor. Don't keep it to yourself. If you find something fishy or anomalous, please report. You might want to look at the DICT's National Cybersecurity Plan, and you might want to join industry organizations like cybersecurity.ph. These are my personal tips. These things have worked very well with me, and I hope you can also adopt them. Many cybersecurity tools out there. Up to you what you want to use. We're not endorsing any of these brands, but you should have antivirus. And if you can use a password manager, please use a password manager. Finally, please don't forget, next week we will talk more about cybersecurity for healthcare organizations. And again, inviting you to the SILab community of practice. Cybersecurity is part of the interoperability framework that we are proposing. We think one of the reasons interoperability is difficult is because we don't trust each other. We don't trust the cybersecurity procedures in another facility, and therefore that's the reason why I'm not going to share my data with you. I don't know if you're actually secure. We're starting with cybersecurity because unless all of us have a minimum understanding of what are our responsibilities as healthcare practitioners and what are the responsibilities of healthcare organizations, even if we have highly sophisticated technology, between two ends, we will still not exchange data with each other because we don't trust the security of our respective systems. If we can agree on the minimum behavior and the minimum security posture of healthcare practitioners and healthcare organizations, I think that will do well in moving forward and achieving a future where we can trust each other. I can trust another healthcare practitioner. Another facility can trust another facility, and we can create this environment where we can actually exchange health data without suspecting that another entity is taking advantage of the data of our patients and breaching the confidentiality that our patients gave to us. I think there's a lot of unknowns with AI right now, and therefore my recommendation is to make sure that you have principles of health data governance. You have a methodology for monitoring the provenance of your data from, if you're using real patient data, to the machine learning, to the AI, how are you ensuring that they are protected?
And now it's time to put what we've learned into action. So remember, be vigilant, be informed, and be secure. So have a great day, everyone, and stay safe. See you next Wednesday. Bye!